I've had with Vincent Kennedy McMahon, the chairman of the board. I've got a two-part question for you here. One being, could you describe your initial encounter with Mr. McMahon? And the second part being, do you have any notable stories that you experienced or were privy to during your tenure?
You know what? To be perfectly honest with you, when I first started, it was just he'd give a nod of the head, and a lot of times in the hallway, I'd usually just do a U-turn, so I don't have to walk past him. Why? I don't know. I mean, the guy's the boss. He's friendly enough. Sometimes he'll shake your hand. Sometimes he'll nod his head. Sometimes he'll walk in. He would never ignored you. I mean, he would give you a head nod, or he would walk up and shake your hand. It was weird. A lot of people, they got 8 million things going on. My talent was the same way. Depends on what's going through their brain. Afraid to speak to him a lot of times. I got to talk to Vincent. I'm like, oh, do I really? I just, because he might hit you with a question that you can't possibly answer, and then he's going to get mad at you. Mm-hmm. We would do some photos with him in Stanford, and it usually canceled 2 or 3 times, and you'd be sitting around. I was like, yeah, he don't want to do it today. It was always, he doesn't feel like it. Okay, go home. How are we going to do it next Friday? Sitting around, falling asleep. He comes walking in. Am I late? No, you're right on time. We've been waiting for 4 hours.
He's always on time.
Yeah, you blast AC/DC or BB King, and he's all right then. He loved AC/DC. Cranked AC/DC. He was a happy man. And BB King was another guy he was a big fan of. You played the music. He was changed. We had some meetings with him, and I think after Stephanie started, Shane had the first child, grandchild. And he'd go, sometimes it'd be Grandpa Vince or Mr. McMahon. I said, I like Grandpa Vince much better. I've seen him as Grandpa Vince, and it's a grandfather who loves his grandkids, and the way he would interact with the kids when they were back, during the day, it was, you go, oh, wow. Is that the same guy that just, F-bombed some guy on the headset? But, he never raised his voice. And with us, it was just, with me personally, it was just like conversations. And you could talk to him, if you had something to go back with him, he would think it over, do the eyes and give you an answer. He wanted to hear your opinions on things. He didn't just want from us. He would, we were in the way. The directors always complained we were in the way. It's like, well, how are we going to get the shot if we just stay 3 feet behind the cameraman? People like not seeing ropes. It makes you feel like you're part of the show, just like watching the cameraman. That ringside shot, you feel like you're in the ring, with the talent. And, you're getting pushed out, and the producer was always complaining, and the director was yelling at you on headset. And Vince really never cared about seeing us in the background. He liked seeing the photographers because it felt like a spectacle. The fans at home were watching, wow, people covering this. This is like, like a football game or a Major League Baseball. It's primarily a television show. The company is a television production company. That's where they make all their money.